Beautiful people, this is Esther. Esther got married to her husband traditionally. 2 days after their traditional marriage, Esther decided to open the gifts that were given to them by their family and friends. Her husband sat beside her while she was opening the gifts. One of the gifts was a missing you card filled with too many emotional words. She asked her husband who the card was from, and her husband said it was from his ex-girlfriend who he had broken up with because he fell out of love with her. The words from that card were so heartfelt that it troubled Esther. The words were words of someone who was pained, but after some few days, she forgot about the words of that card. The first year passed, they didn't have a child. She didn't take it serious. Second year, third year, they didn't still have a child. Her husband began to suggest that maybe somebody somewhere wasn't happy about their union. Maybe somebody must have placed a curse on them. So she started to ask her husband, did you offend anybody? The husband said, no, he didn't offend anybody. They started to go to hospitals to find out if there were issues. They ran a series of tests, but they said two of them were fine. But they didn't know the reason why they were childless. 4 years passed, or 5 years, 6 years, and they still didn't have a child. By the seventh year, they got another card. This time, this card was mocking them. When she asked her husband, who owns this card? The husband said I think they misplaced the address. It's not meant for them. And the person was even mocking them about their childlessness. So she was like, this person knows them all. Why would the person mocking them about their child? And her husband is saying that maybe it's a wrong address. Her husband's parents were already worried. They were disturbing her. She was having sleepless nights because they were disturbing her about their childless situation. Sometimes she will begin to talk to herself and people will think there's something wrong with her upstairs. You know what I mean? But as time went on, her husband became desperate. He wanted a child. He started to go outside to do things with other women outside to see if he will have a child. By this time, they were already 11 years into their marriage and no child at all. Esther sought solution from everywhere. Churches, everywhere. So that anywhere they told her she would just go so that she will have a child. But still no child. One day her husband came home and broke the news that he has a 9-month-old son. From the day he broke that news, he started to sleep out. He will sleep out every night, said he wants to be with his son. Esther didn't make trouble with him. She was lonely, but she wouldn't say anything. His mother even told her, so it was your fault all along. I knew it. It was your fault. Then the son turned one and her husband threw a lavish birthday party to honor his son. The birthday party held in the son's mother's house, as if they did that party to spite her. But they also invited her. She didn't have any option but to attend. At the party, her husband danced with the mother of his son. They hugged. They held hands as though they were man and wife. They didn't care she was there. It was embarrassing for Esther. Her husband's family openly laughed at her. His sister even said to her face, no man should suffer for what he knows nothing about. Find the root cause of your problems. Some people who were cooking at the event supported her, telling her she should be grateful that she's still in her husband's house even though she has not given her husband a child. That night, while others slept, Esther stayed up, crying and praying to God to have mercy on her and give her her own child. That Christmas, her husband invited the mother of his son and his son to come and spend Christmas with them in their own home. Esther asked her husband, why not invite your son alone? I will take care of him. Her husband's response was, only a mother knows how to take care of her child. That's why I am bringing the mom as well. Kai, Esther felt terrible, but she couldn't say anything. That holiday was terrible for Esther. Her husband would go out with the mother of his son and they would not go with her. They will always return late, and when the husband comes home, he will go and sleep in the guest room with the mother of his son. That holiday was the worst for Esther. Esther went to church one Sunday. After she returned, she saw two women by her doorstep. It was her husband's ex and her mother. They said they wanted to speak with her husband. She asked them to come in. Esther asked them to come in. They said they didn't want to come in. They stood and said the mission why they were there. They said they had placed a curse on her husband who abandoned her when she was pregnant and also denied the pregnancy. Because then she didn't know what to do because she was young, she opted to take out the pregnancy. In doing so, she lost the ability to conceive. So in pain, she cursed her husband that he will never have a child of his own. To defend himself, the husband said that their curse was nothing, that he already has his own biological child outside wedlock, that their curse means nothing. Her husband continued to sleep outside, abandoned Esther. But things took a different turn when one day the mother of his son told him that she wanted to give the real father his son. She confessed that her husband wasn't the biological father of her son. The news broke her husband's heart. He fell ill. He was in and out of the hospital for up to 2 months. But when he became stable, he apologized and they continued to live as man and wife. But now they have their own biological child. After 13 years of marriage, congratulations to them. Do you believe that a heartbroken ex curses can affect one who broke their heart? I want you to share your thoughts. Thank you and share this video.